I would urge everyone not to become hysterical about deflation when we have a rate of inflation of about 2%. In Europe, this five-year thing is about 1.7% or something. Here, it's about 2.25%. I mean, there is no deflation. There might be deflation, to be sure. There might be a great big collapse in our debt structure. That is possible. But for the time being, it seems to me that people, certainly central banks are fanning this. They say that unless we have a lot more inflation, which, by the way, we can not very well measure, but then they say unless we have more inflation, we will not be safe. Well, Kelly, so old am I that I remember when people said, can we not please have price stability? And how about this? What's wrong with no inflation?
Let me boil this down then for investment from the point of view of what people do. Do you buy the dollar, think it's going to keep going? So in other words, okay, fine, things are very uncertain and maybe the Fed should stick with its current plan. What does that mean then? Where are the best places to invest?
I think that so much of investing has to do not with what the central bankers are saying and not with what tomorrow GDP number is going to be. One must look for bargains such as they present themselves these days of levitated and arguably inflated asset values. So at Grants we're looking in places where few others seem to be looking. We're looking in Argentina. There's going to be a change of regime, and we think a constructive one when the wicked witch leaves. Russia is for sale, of course. It's too horrible to mention, but stocks there are 3 and 4 and 5 times earnings. So at least in my opinion, investing is principally a bottom-up rather than a top-down thing. But I think that the risks come from the top-down, where the central bankers are manipulating markets, fixing prices, and generally are confusing what value really is.